Hey yo, what's good, y'all? This is your boy Pyramid, and I am in the building. You feel me? I'm coming at you with another video. I know it's been about a week or so since the last time I greeted y'all with a video. This one is going to be me telling you a little more about who I am. While I be fat and eat this lovely Harold's chicken. Do you see that? Beautiful golden brown, baby. I have no idea why they gave me a fork and no fries. And I'm also going to be drinking cold red Mountain Dew, baby. So first off, Pyramid, aka Corey. Um, Born and raised in Chicago, still here. I'm 28. All around Chicago, so I don't claim no side of Chicago, southwest, north, east, none of that shit. Um, I grew up listening to all types of music. Got older, and I still love all types of music. Um, I'm not a religious person. Yes, I am married to my beautiful wife, Queen M. Only reason I don't have my ring on is because my fingers swell up, and it hurts. So I have to take it off every now and then. Well, I've went to like 30 different grammar schools. I actually went to, what was that, Little Parker and Big Parker. Um, People think I'm in the gang because of my favorite colors. My favorite colors are black and red. So growing up, I've had a problem with that. By living in Chicago, where gangs basically rule Chicago, so I can't wear my favorite colors out. Well, I used to not be able to, but nowadays it's better when it comes to just color because beef is beef now. But so I grew up with one little brother, two older sisters on my mom's side, about 40 more on my daddy's side. Exaggeration. It's a lot of them though, like 10, 11 of them. I started doing YouTube because I was bored, but let me go back to my childhood. Like I said, I was born and raised in Chicago. I think I forgot which hospital I was born in, but when I was a baby, we was on the west side and projects. We moved around a lot. Like I've been on every side of the city you can think of. Um, I've lived on the north side, and I actually enjoyed the north side. That's where I had most of my friends at, which I've lost contact with by now because I was like 8. And that's why I was introduced to Dragon Ball Z and Pokemon and a lot of my favorite cartoons and anime growing up. They shaped me to be who I am now. Like I said, I love anime. We used to do skits, so yes, I am a actor in training. I want to get back on it, but I graduated from 8th grade, Granville T. Woods, over on 62nd and Racine, where I used to be a punk. I used to be quiet and try to avoid getting into trouble with other people. But after I graduated, I went to Robeson, and boy, oh boy, do people know what Robeson is? Well, Robeson no longer exists, but the first week of school, I got into a fight with someone I thought was my friend. And, well, apparently he wasn't, because I'm sorry, I got chicken stuck in my daggone tooth. My teeth is just. Then I ended up being a loner for the first part of my freshman year. I ended up, lunchtime, my first day. I sat down at an empty table. Somebody tried to come and punk me out of the table. I wasn't going for it. I just sat there ignoring that shit. Excuse me. I continued to eat my food. So from then forward, that's where I sat at for my whole freshman and sophomore year and my junior year. But I enjoyed it because more and more people came and sat there, and got to know people, gained friends. Ended up actually getting kicked out of my Ira Robeson senior year. I'm not gonna get into detail. So I ended up going to an alternative school. Was it Pathways? Ended up graduating, well, finishing school in January instead of having to wait the whole school year. And that's my school year. Never been to college. I applied and viewed one, but chose it wasn't for me. So I decided to just go into the working field. And my first job was working at McDonald's, which Still to this day, one of my favorite jobs ever. I didn't care back then. You know, that's when people used to talk stuff about working at McDonald's. I didn't care. It was a job. I was making money, and I got to meet people. People that I still talk to every now and then to this day. And it set me up for the working field of today. I was released from working at McDonald's after like 7, 8 months. And to this day, I know people use this as an excuse all the time. And they be like, oh, I don't know why they fired me, when knowing damn well their ass was probably stealing or some shit. Whereas I honestly don't know to this day why they fired me. All I know is I came into work one night and I was told that I wasn't on the schedule anymore and to come back in 2 weeks. I'm like, okay, cool. So I came back and they told me, oh, you don't work here anymore. Go turn in your stuff. Go turn in your uniform. I'm like, okay. It hurt. Trust me, it hurt. I wanted to cry, but I didn't. Because, like I said, it was my first job and I loved it. So, my next job after that I ended up not even getting another job until, like, was it no, I'm sorry. Well, yeah, that was my first actual job. I actually had a summer job before that, though. I was working as a custodian for a church. But after McDonald's, um, I worked at Little Caesars. I actually stopped working at McDonald's in like October. Well, got fired from McDonald's in October, and I didn't get another job until on my birthday. May 8th was my first day working at Little Caesars, which I actually enjoyed that as well because it was actually my first time working on a day-to-day basis with Hispanics and blacks all at once, and they were some cool peoples. Like, I have no contact with any of them. I remember when I quit. I didn't give the 2-week notice like I should have, but I did quit, and I started working as a custodian for Triad Consulting Services. Meaning I was working at police stations, libraries. I worked at the police academy. And when I worked at the police academy, I would always race the elevator. Like, I would put my my big barrel with all my supplies and stuff. And I would push the elevator button to where I wanted it to go, and then I would race it down the stairs to see if I could make it there first, or up the stairs. And people that was there, they noticed it, and they was telling me like, dude, you should try out for the police to be a police officer. I'm like, no, because then I gotta go back to school, and like I said, I can't stay in college. I can't stay in school. So I didn't pursue that. But I ended up working for that company. I worked for that company for almost 5 years. Well, not really. It was like 4 years and like a couple of months. But I actually liked it because I had freedom to do my job. Supervisor wasn't always over my shoulders, and until I ended up getting placed at this one library permanently. And boy, oh boy, for the first couple of years I worked there, it was good. But like the last little year, it wasn't so good because I'm like, yeah, there's more and more people coming in there, more and more nasty people coming in there, destroying bathrooms, destroying everywhere in there. So it's just me working in there. Must not remind you, I'm one person. There's 3 floors in there they wanted me to clean by myself, plus the outside of the library. And this was big, big library, not one of the little storefront libraries. So they, I guess the one person had a problem with I wasn't moving fast enough for her, which I didn't care. I'm moving at my own pace because I'm only one person. I'm not gonna burn myself out just for you. So eventually, once I took my vacation, they told me I would not be coming back to that location. And they sent me to another location to work there. And I was only working there for about a week because someone was on vacation. And then after they came back off vacation, they actually sent me somewhere that I would be staying at permanently because the guy there quit. But it was only part-time hours, and I really wasn't feeling only part-time hours. But good thing after that, I got like a week or two into working into this smaller, it was a smaller library, so it wasn't really that much to do. But it was still part-time, and I needed more than part-time hours. I need more than part-time money. So I think about a week or two into that job, I got an email from the job I'm at now, which is working security for Allied Universal. I love y'all. Thank y'all for the opportunity. Um, I worked both of them. I worked both of them for a few months until I took my last week's vacation from the cleaning company. Once I took that last week, I never came back. I'm like, yeah, you know what? I want my vacation check and my regular check all at the same time. I never came back after that. And still, a year and a half after I left, they still was calling me trying to get me to come back because I did my job. But now I'm here. I started out working outside on post, rain, hail, sleet, snow, blizzard. With no complaints. I loved working up there. But the first opportunity I got to come in the building, I took it. So now I'm inside of the building. Um, it's chicken good. Um, yeah, I've been working for this company for about 3 months. I mean, I said 3 months, 3 years. For a little over 3 years. And I know people that's been working for this company for 10, 15 years and still just about at the beginning of their job. what it started off at. Whereas I went from standing on post. This is all in this 3 years. I went from just standing on post to being a relief officer to being interim supervisor working outside whenever they needed me, to being inside of a building as a regular officer, sitting in a garage, to the van driver, to the receptionist, and worked my way up to supervisor, which is where I'm at now. All within only 3 years. So I love my job. I work overnights now, which is really not as bad as people think it is. And here I am at the age of 28, being security supervisor, which is something I would never think I would be at this young age. Even though it's really not that hard to be supervisor. Oh, excuse me. At a young age. Yeah, I have 4 kids. A 22-year-old, a 13-year-old, a 9-year-old, and a 2-year-old. The last 3 get on my nerves. I have one that's in college right now. Stay up, man. Stay on your shit, bruh. I am currently, even though, like I said, I know school isn't for me, but I'm actually currently looking to apply for school to take online classes to be a game designer. But I want to make sure I have time for it, so I don't waste these people's time or money. I love sports. Baseball is my favorite. Well, baseball used to be my favorite. Football is not my favorite. I know I'm from Chicago, but my favorite team is the Packers. Solely due to their dedication to their fans. And to their players' dedication. It's amazing. I no longer have a favorite basketball team because I never was I wasn't a fan of any of the specific teams in basketball because it's basketball. Basketball is like, now it's a crybaby sport, but I would always root for the Lakers because I was a Kobe Bryant fan. But now that Kobe isn't playing anymore, I have no reason to watch it. So I don't even really watch basketball anymore. And as far as the anime goes, I love Pokemon. I love Dragon Ball Z. I love Digimon. I love, right now I'm watching this anime about volleyball, which I know it sounds weird, but I love it. because I'm more of a person that loves anime with character building, and this is like, it kind of reminds me of Naruto. I love Naruto. It reminds me of Naruto, but in a way, by the guy being short, he's like trying to make sure he proves the fact that he can do better, he can be the best at volleyball. At being what he a spiker, which is the main motherfucker that be trying to get the points. So if y'all watch anime, y'all should try that one out. Check that one out. I love Food Wars. That one, make sure no kids watch that one if you watch that. There's a lot of it's a bunch of anime that I stay on. I love comic books. My favorite superhero is Batman, but if I had to choose between DC and Marvel, it would definitely be Marvel. Don't ask me why I don't like Superman. I do not like Superman at all. Like, if I had to choose between anybody and Superman, it would be anybody else, even if it's Hercules from Dragon Ball Z, the farm man that got killed in the first episode, or Superman. I choose the farm guy that got killed in the first episode of Dragon Ball Z. I love comedies. I love music. Oh my God, music is, that's life. And obviously, I love to eat. It's like my fifth video with me eating. But, yeah, once again, Pyramid, aka Corey, from Chicago. Yeah, baby, all over, Chi-Town represent, baby. If I find a school that I find suitable and amazing, for me to go to, I will make sure I keep you all updated on that, And if you know any, comment down below, let your boy know. But until further ado, this be Pyramid. I got to get my butt back on up here, get out of this, to this desk. So if you like this video, hit that like button, hit the comments, hit that subscribe, and turn the post notifications on, because I have more content coming. I'll try to make sure it's not as long as I just waited. Been busy. So yeah, Pyramid Bosses. Pyramid signing out. Bosses, I will talk to y'all later. Do you feel me? If you don't feel me, try to feel me,